Carrie, have you seen this new TBI tip? The newest one?
Oh, the email?
Yeah, the one where he tries to explain that
Yeah, that's
Don
interesting
came down to the
too.
house.
That was another interesting email because in the very beginning, Fred didn't know what that truck looked like. He didn't know what make or model it was. He said he thought it was blue. Nothing about tinted windows. Nothing about a make or model. He had no idea, and that is what he said in the beginning.
Yeah. Well, no, he's added to it. There was another TBI tip. I think it was a week after that. She wrote them and said, "My husband Fred just told me last night that Don came down to his house the night that Don supposedly called CPS on himself to come get the boys because Don wanted him to go negotiate a deal for him so that the dealers would not come and get the boys." Now he's just now coming out with this.
There's some stuff I don't, for a long time, didn't know what to put out, what not to put out and stuff.
And
but at this point, I mean, I don't care,
he was early on, he'd always be afraid of like what to say. There were certain things about the CPS thing. It wasn't just last night when in the email, he was reminding me last night about how Dawn came down. I had mentioned that on here before that. Didn't she? You had already he had already turned that in when that happened, guys. You are so far behind. It's not even funny. He turned that in when it happened. I just returned in everything to TBI. I literally retyped it all or did everything and just resent it to TBI because if you read the email, I was afraid that stuff was not getting past Hawkins County because the last time Fred went to Hawkins County and the investigators he talked to told him that nothing was getting past Pruett's desk. And so
that made us wonder if TBI had even got anything really from Hawkins County. Because Hawkins County didn't want the TBI involved from day one.
What was I talking about? The Don CPS thing. Oh yeah, that was sent in right after you already talked to law enforcement about him coming down there right after it happened, right? With the boys thing, the CPS thing.
Yeah. But Don didn't say nothing about the boys. It was screwed for the boys or nothing that the dealer had come and get them. He would just let on like that they weren't safe there because of the YouTubers. But I didn't know a lot of information until after I went to Knox County and stuff about that situation too,
Yeah. So, and about the whole recording thing, do you want to explain what that happened? Why that went from thinking that it wasn't all the recordings deleted, it was part of it. Carrie, you need to pay attention.
It was like 5 minutes on the 17th of me recording Dawn that didn't take.
And they thought that they had lost it forever. Fred was under the belief of that, but he's under the belief now that he thinks that they were able to recover it. That's just the opinion.
Yeah, they recovered everything other than 5 minutes of me speaking with Dawn on the 17th.
But at the time, he thought you had lost a bunch of it because he talked to him later. He has talked to him many times. Carrie, something changed. Something changed at the time. He thought he had lost they had lost the recordings. He didn't know what happened or what happened, like what the hell that was, and he thought they had lost it all or lost that day at least, or a big part of it. And then he asked them later if they were ever able to recover that.
And see, just like alcohol, they give Candace, and I didn't know that Dawn wasn't there on the 17th. But when they give Candace the alcohol, they come and talk to me and try to get me to take the alcohol down there. I told them, well, it kind of be weird because they've never got nothing off of me or nothing, or they know I don't drink and stuff. I said, that'd be weird. So they went ahead and took the alcohol down there, and I waited 45 minutes before I went down to record. But when I get down there to record at 1:10 at Dawn's house, when I walked up, Candace was there, and she come out of the house and was speaking to me just for a few minutes. And then Dawn pulls up in his truck and gets out and talks to me like 5 minutes. Mm-hmm. And then that's when that life come over the thing and stuff.
Yeah.
the device. And they actually was coming up the driveway as I turned around and started back off, because I just kind of shut things down and left at that point, you know.
Because it freaked you
Yeah,
out?
because I didn't know what was going on. And actually, the officers that had me recording, they had done started coming up Dawn's driveway, and I met them like 3/4 way down Dawn's driveway at that point,
Yeah.
because they didn't know what was going on either.
They thought something could have gone bad
Yeah.
because something happened to the recording out right there. And so they started to go see if Fred was okay. So, I mean, of course, it puts Fred in a vulnerable position, him being, you know, people want to judge everything.
Insane to even
Yeah, I
believe
do
or
too.
think they did. I did. Laura says she saw the device. That's what she called it. She saw the device one time. If my husband is wired for 3 days in a row for law enforcement, by golly, I'm gonna see more than one time. It
What?
doesn't make any
It's
sense. It
not,
doesn't
you're not wired, you idiot. It's a fucking recorder.
It's called a digital recorder.
It's a digital recorder. It's like a couple inches big.
And when I took it down for DPI and was taking stuff on, I was talking Dawn and stuff there, and all at once they just, over the device, it was like somebody laughed out loud, just real loud. And then when we go back, me and DPI said, go back to review what was being recorded, it's been like playing. Just like their joke was on us or something. I don't know what it was. I mean, they can't even figure it out why everything we had on there, then when that light comes through like that, I played it off like it's my phone, you know.
Somebody laughed.
I just out loud, just, I mean, crazy, you know. It just chills down my spine.
Oh my God.
And Dawn kind of looked at me, and I had my phone in my hand. I said, yeah, it's fucking phone, you know. And then we talked a few more minutes, then I made up the film back here, and we was going to go over it and stuff, and they didn't know what was on there. He'd been like fucking clean, and they didn't know way they had it put up that I could erase anything off of it, you see. And he'd just been some sleep like that, and nothing like.
But could they hear you guys while you were, I mean,
They can't figure out how he got like clean like this. They even heard the lights, you know.
so they were listening while you were over there.
Crazy.
So if he would have like attacked you, they would have known or something?
It's somebody that's done it real high tech and like, I mean, know what they're really doing, you know, to be able to do something that advanced in technology like that, you know what I mean? To be able to break the code and shit down.
And then, but they were able to hear your guys' conversation still though, right? But they just didn't get it recorded? The two guys?
We done had so much recorded on it prior to that, you see, and then some done recorded onto something else, but once that light come over, it just wiped everything we had, even up to that date and everything, like clean, just like that device was just a clean slate. We done had probably 15 hours of stuff on it, you see.
Of him, like,
3 days.
of him, like, coming up, with Dawn coming up, where is it when he would come up here? And
Because he started coming here just
how would
3 hours on this, and he was here. Oh, I can't stand it down there because all law and stuff. And then it goes first going on about religion, man, and stuff like that. And they just wanted me to try to figure out what he was trying to. It's like he's trying to tell what happened, but make a story out of somebody else's stuff.
So what would you have to do? What would you have to do would you have to, like, press the button before you start, like...
Well, I would take in, before I left here, I'd go ahead and have everything set.
Oh, you'd walk down there?
I just walk down there and just...
Oh.
If I see him come up the driveway, I just stick it in my pocket or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Man. Wow. Do you...
I don't know if it, you know, I hate to find her like that, but you better not ask me to do nothing else, you know.
No, I don't think...
You know.
I think that people should be able to understand when it comes to missing kids. That's different. That's not like snitching. That's like...
It's what it is. Kids is what the world should be about, you know. That's what makes the world go round, kids.
Is that what the... So...
I mean, anybody that really knows me, I mean, I've had 10, 15 kids with me at a time on this creek, and had to run their parents down 2 weeks later to give them the kids back. I mean, let kids do everything.
Yeah. So,
I'm working probably a lot of kids.
and I ain't just enough to ask you, but
Do nothing in the world to harm them in no way.
you don't seem like
Get my life in.
you don't seem like a scary person to me. So they must they must.
It's just like when I went down and done the statement terms, all of them. I mean, the whole deal, bunch of them. When they took me down the line, they stood there and all of them introduced me to all of them. They told them, said, well, the main girl task force, and he told me, said, this one of the prisons, one is Justice Man right here. He will not mislead things on anything. So that's what he told me, you know. And it wasn't, I mean.
Yeah, I can tell.
He didn't mislead them on nothing. They even asked me about the dope, everything. I mean, I ain't set nobody up, but that's what I was
wondering if that's what was going on with Jenny too. Like she was scared of, like she was doing some drug stuff and was afraid of. Did she have to say?
I didn't even know they didn't do no drugs.
So you didn't know, but you didn't see her.
I didn't know that Donnie was doing anything other than drinking and smoking a pot. I mean, I didn't take TBI stuff. I said, I didn't even know they even done anything like that, you know.
Well, but when did you see him do coke? Because he came down here asking if he wanted to do coke, but
the day before the boys got to it.
So that's the first time
he took him. Well, he's come here before. Late at night and stuff, but not had it where you could sit doing it or nothing. But now, the day before the boys got to it, he come here trying to get us to eat stuff with us, take the stuff with us.
Okay.
And
so it's like
he was trying to set me up that night. I mean, he just acted weird as fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, he didn't really feel like he was trying to set me up on something,
but you had never really seen him use before then?
No. I had never seen you guys.
But he would help?
Using stuff and asked if he could hang out for 30 minutes or something or other, to come down with it, or Candace wants to know, or something or other, or whatnot. And maybe fine. If he does, if he just like here to keep working the driveway or something, or just 30 minutes or an hour or something or other.
So they never tried to ask you guys for anything, to see if you could do anything?